Okay, good morning. The highly requested taco soup video. Okay, so I'm starting off with about a pound of ground beef. You can also use ground turkey, anything you like, really. So let's start with that and then I'll add the vegetables. Okay, so I've added 2 peppers and 1 medium-sized onion to the meats. Now the recipe calls for 1 green pepper, but I am using 2 just because they've seen better days kind of thing. And I've also seasoned so far with salt and pepper. So I will get back to you once this is all browned up and I'll show you the rest of the process. Okay, so far it's looking pretty good. I'm not quite ready to dump in all of my other ingredients, but just let me show you the ingredients that you need. Okay, so you need either 1 can or 1 carton of beef broth, then 1 each of dark red kidney beans and black beans. Now, the recipe says not to drain off the cans, but I'm going to drain them off, okay? And then you need some pasta sauce. Now, I'm just going to use this whole thing of passata di pomodoro since I have it on hand. And speaking of tomatoes, it also calls for a can of diced tomatoes, a larger can. But I had these grape tomatoes and then field tomatoes that have kind of seen better days. So I'm just going to use this instead. And also some taco seasoning, basically one of those packets that you can buy. And one of those packets is equivalent to, I think, 2 good tablespoons when you buy it in this format. And then some corn, I'm going to say about a cup or so. So just throw that all in. And you don't have to cook the beans through or anything if you're going to have it as a freezer meal. So I'm going to divide it up, and some will be headed to the freezer and the rest will be headed for some time this week. Okay, so let's get dumping. Okay, let's stir in the tomatoes. It's looking very nice. Okay, so now the beef broth. Now I'm thinking I'm not gonna need all of this. So let's just start off with half. Okay, so I've just put in the taco seasoning. Just gonna stir that all up. Okay, so the 2 different types of beans. So I have rinsed and drained them. Look at how beautiful that looks. So depending on when we eat this, I will show you how I plate it up. So basically you're going to need sour cream, some scallions or green onions, and some shredded cheddar cheese. Okay, I'm going to stir this all together and then add the corn and the passata di pomodoro. Okay, so let's put in our passata di pomodoro. Now, I'm probably not going to use this whole thing. Let's just see what it looks like when I use about half. Okay, maybe just a tiny bit more. Okay, I'm gonna stir it all up. Okay, so here is my corn. So like I said, I've used frozen corn. The recipe calls for canned corn. I don't really buy canned corn. I like to have corn on hand for my shepherd's pie and that kind of thing. But I've always used the frozen corn. So this works just as well. So basically, you just cook this down. So now if I were to freeze some of this, which I plan on doing it, you would just fill a container at this point, like the beans and the vegetables, things like that. They don't need to be cooked through, but the meat does for the freezing process. So you would just ladle out what you need for a container, or you can use a Ziploc bag even and freeze it flat, and it takes up less room in the freezer. I've done that before. So at this point, I'm just going to let this cook through and then decide what I'm going to do. So either way is good. Okay, so I'm just going to put a lid on this. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys try this recipe out. It freezes really, really well, and I think you will both enjoy it. Thanks for watching.